Greeting, you guys. This one I'm trying to put on TikTok, so I have to be really quick. You guys are going to have to do a lot of reading. Stop, pause, and read what's going on. I have the documents that prove that automatically an African American is put in the wrong with a lie by the judges. Okay, and I'm swearing an oath. You can read this under penalties of perjury. Everything in this document is true. April 19th is very important for you guys to see that date. That is the date that my landlords kicked me out saying that there were unauthorized occupants. Look at the regards, the lease violation, unauthorized occupants, 30 days to get out. What they didn't know is that it was my son and his wife to be that were ordered into my house. If you read this order, you will see on April 18th, they had to have a hearing because the sheriff refused to get the white minor from her mother on April 18th. So my son calls the judge, and the judge changes it to order the sheriff because the order originally stated that Kimuel Shem was ordered to have these people released into his custody. So when they changed it on the hearing on April 18th from my son calling in, then at that point it was ordered that the sheriff, Grant County Sheriff, is ordered to get these people into my son's custody. So he couldn't even get them with just a regular order because the parents were refusing to give the sheriff, and the sheriff was saying that since it didn't say who had to get them, they weren't going to release them. So this is actually a second order. So we're talking about actually there are three orders there, but I haven't mentioned the one before them because I'm just now thinking about it. There's an order before this one where he couldn't even get the people that they are lying that they saw always, he couldn't get them the day before. Okay. I'm hoping that you guys get this. April 19th, 2027. Okay, 2017, they're saying that they saw people living in my house for weeks. And these are people that my son couldn't get. And there's an order that I haven't even mentioned till now. I'm just now mentioning it. The order was on the 17th that he was supposed to get these people. The order didn't have the sheriff's name on it. So the sheriff refused. So then there's a second order. Now, Grant County Sheriff, get these people. So this is how they get into my house. And the landlords file a frivolous lawsuit, not knowing that we had the people were court ordered into my house. So therefore, they never could have been there before. Note that there's no pictures. There's no they have a surveillance camera. So they could have clipped pictures from their surveillance camera at any time. There is absolutely no documentation, none. I'm on Section 8. It is illegal to live with people not on the lease with Section 8. So they would have kicked me out. So you can see here, this is where they filed their lawsuit. Look at number 2. And the only thing that they were saying is unauthorized occupants, which they lied to make that up. Okay. And so the judge found that they didn't prove their case and unauthorized occupants are fabricated because I know that they're lying. Okay. And the judge said that there was no evidence, not enough evidence, because of course they are saying it happened. So that I guess that's supposed to be some piece of evidence. But the only evidence that exists at all is them saying it happened and their staff and they had a tenant that can't even see my door saying it happened. And so this is the order denying them. You are denied. So you guys, and this is where an important statement, and I blow it up so that you can really see it. You can read it. You can see that it says that the tenant agreement is between me, the tenant, and the my son, Kimuel Shem, and it says that the grandchildren, Chris Dion, Victoria, and Christian Goree, are all on the lease. And it says that the landlord did not prove that that people, my daughter, my adult daughter, or the wife lived in the house. But none of this is allowed in a court because it supports a black person. So none of this is allowed. I have so much evidence against them, especially with Section 8 saying that, hey, it didn't happen. So, and they have no evidence, none other than their mouth saying it. And then I'm suing them now. That's the court number, and for discrimination. And this is just a glimpse. There are so many things that are happening to me, that I have been harassed. I have been just totally just beaten up by the judges, not the defendants now, the judges. So I'm glimpsing ahead, so because it's in writing and clear to see. And I promise you, I'm under oath, okay? I have motioned the court to please treat me equal, because by law in court I'm supposed to be equal to the white defendants, but they wouldn't. So this is in writing. If you read it here, it says plaintiff is ordered to appear in person. Okay, but the defendants may, you have a choice. You can appear in person or by phone, which of course they're going to appear by phone, because like me, they're from out of town, so it costs money, and it costs your time and frustration dealing in the traffic and everything. So yeah, this is in writing, where they after I had motioned the court to please treat us equally, and I was harassed all throughout that hearing. And there's so much going on. And then this is where the orders came in that was fatal to my case, because the judge just decided that we are not going to have whites charged as being in the wrong against a black person. So because they had no evidence against me, because I had all kind of evidence against them, the judge made up a lie. And the order, this is order 80. And as you can see, it says that the biggest problem in here is on the grounds that plaintiff, that's me, allowed unauthorized guests. Here's the problem. The judge says it's my grandchildren are living in the apartment in violation of the lease. And my grandchildren are on the lease. As you just read it, that the court order says that my grandchildren are on the lease. And how simple is it that even if you're so stupid that you didn't look at the lease, once I motioned the court that, hey, my grandchildren are on the lease, how easy is it to just ask for the lease? So anyways, I filed a request for substantiation of the order, because I wanted the judge to go ahead and see that there was no evidence that my grandchildren weren't on the lease, because they are on the lease. And since she couldn't substantiate it, what she did is lied. And this is where my substantiation number 2, I'm saying the court errs. Grandchildren are on the lease. Okay, and then I tell her where to go and look at the court order that I just showed you that says my grandchildren are on the lease. And this is some more of the order. And after explaining all of this, it's 17 pages, this motion. I have to go really fast. I can't bring everything out. But the 17 pages is talking about error, false. This is not a matter of opinion. And then what does? She lies. The judge orders that my motion to substantiate the order is an objection to her order, an objection is denied. Of course, she's not going to say that she won't mention that I'm saying that the tenants are on, that my grandchildren are on the lease. They never mention that. They just keep changing the narrative. And so I motion the court to remove the many errors, okay? And then I'm showing you that this is a document and it has several pages pointing out the errors. And then she just reapplies again that it's the same motion that pretty much I just don't agree with her order, which is it's true that I don't agree with your order, but it's not just that I don't agree, but that your order is in error. And she's denying that it's in error, which you have seen and she goes on to sanction me to pay them as well. But you can't you can't get blood out of a turnip. So I'm showing you the lease right here in a statement from Section 8, where if you look at the error, it is clearly saying that the people who are listed from December 1st, 2015, all the way up until the end of Tennessee. It says until the end of Tennessee, Section 8 paid for all of those people to be in the house. Well, if Section 8 paid for all of those people to be in the house, how can it be that it's true that they weren't allowed to be in the house? How are we in America allowing these people to do this to me? And we need millions of people sharing this. This is federal court. Federal court is saying that my grandchildren were never on the lease. The defendants are saying that there were people in my house not on the lease. And that's how they're justifying that white people must win over a black person. Okay. And then this is the actual lease. And as you can see exactly what the court order said, this is what the lease is saying. That Sandra Black, Kim Ewell-Shim, Chris Dion, Victoria, Christian, my grandchildren are on the lease. And it's showing that after this lease is up after 1 year, it renews month to month. So so they paid for it. And they stated that they paid for it. Okay, so the victim is me. I'm required to pay them their attorney fees because I was sanctioned. I was placed falsely in the wrong. I was refused a right by law to correct the error. I was refused any consideration of my evidence because you know that these court orders show at least that a judge has sided with me, that there were no people living in my house. But they're saying that the people who they're saying lived in my house are the people who are on the lease by law. It's a lie, you guys. And I'm showing you the documentation. And I'm just hoping that if the only reason that you don't share this, please let it be because you believe that a black person needs to be treated by Jim Law. And if you do not believe that, please share this information, you guys. So the judge who is out to get me, she's a younger judge. The senior judge, I don't believe quite understands what was going on. Who would believe that a judge would just blatantly lie with written evidence proving it fact that you are a liar? Who would believe that? You know? But it looks like you could at least try to get the document. Don't just because the judge keeps saying this. And anyways, William Lee, the senior judge, backs her and says this, that my objections are unfounded. He's saying that it is an objection, that there's no error. Okay? And here he says the objections are really what I'm saying is just an expression, just an expression. I'm just a nigger. It's just her. She's just not happy with the order. So it doesn't matter what the truth is. It doesn't matter that I'm automatically falsely placed in the wrong. That doesn't matter. Um, I'm just not. I don't even believe we're considered citizens, or I don't know. But I'm just saying, you guys gotta really please look at this and see what's going on. So it's saying that I'm not deprived of discovery. Of course, I'm deprived of discovery. I am an indigent, meaning that I don't have any money, I don't have any lawyer, I don't have any. Um, I'm grossly burdened with no help, and I don't have any right now to ask the court for help because I'm automatically falsely in the wrong, falsely in the wrong, you guys. Now, if all of my evidence was allowed and you could see how grossly malicious these defendants were against me, then of course I would have at least been entitled to a court assistance of some kind of attorney help. You see, so many hours of help, but I'm just automatically in the wrong as a black person. And I don't know how that got in there, but it's saying this is Order 86, as you can see at the very top of it. There's nothing erroneous. There is nothing erroneous. Oh, okay. This is the end part of it. And he's making sure, or it's not even contrary to the law. Okay? You guys, now I've proven to you that what this is doing is this is um, just saying that automatically as a litigant that the judge has a right to deny the facts and the facts and the truth. The judge can just throw it out. And here, I believe Judge William Lee found out that this judge, Susan Collins, is a racist. And he would not sign the order. He refused to sign the order. And that hearing that you seen at the beginning where I was forced to be there, the defendant's attorney asked, "Why haven't I got our sanctions? We didn't get our money." And the judge told her that, "Well, the Judge Lee won't sign it. We're waiting on Judge Lee." And this was months later. So Judge Lee found out what she was doing and he refused to sign it. So, and this was in July. And then in October, that's what this is about. Springman, they got another Karen judge and she signed it. And then after that, another Karen judge, Judge Diane Sykes. All these females, man, these white females. And I know that all white women are not Karens. But the ones who are Karens are real demons. And for you white females who know that you are not Karens, you really need to be sharing to get these evil type persons held accountable. She's a chief judge, and this is what she is saying. Well, before we get to what she was saying, this is the argument, okay? The bottom line is that they're saying the Civil Rights Commission and the judge rules over what the plaintiff has submitted, what the defendants themselves have submitted, the court order that says that because the defendants are saying my grandchildren are on the lease. The court order is saying my grandchildren are on the lease. The lease is saying my grandchildren are on the lease. Section 8 wrote a letter, my grandchildren are on the lease. But the judges are saying no, they're not on the lease. And how does that happen? So why don't this thing change? Come on, building up time for real. There we go. So this is from Seventh Circuit Court. Diane Sykes is really out to get me. You will never see anywhere, never do they discuss that what I am saying is that you're putting me falsely in the wrong, that white defendants are saying that I had people in my house illegally, and that the judge is making up the lie. And you won't see that. You will see them talk about all of the other issues, but not the main issue that I'm falsely and automatically in the wrong. That's Jim Crow. No black person is allowed to. But see, what you got to realize is that, and you guys could read through this because I was a great tenant. Okay. And you can read through that, and it talks about things that the type of tenant I was. And these are all the people. Well, no, these are some of the people. There's many, 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 many more that know about this. And not anybody is covering the story. Nobody. They're all scared of a federal judge. If a federal judge is saying it, the federal judge is God, and the lie sticks. And this shows what my son looks like on the left with the dreadlocks. And then on the right, on that day, the people who walked in my house, you can see these are the people who walked into my house. And these are the several people that they saw, you guys. They just really busted with the evidence. Okay, again, like I said, the court order says that my grandchildren, tenants' grandchildren, Christian, Victoria, and Christian, are on the lease together. It says it provides that the tenant, that's me, may occupy the apartment along with Kim Ewell and the tenant's grandchildren. How do they get to just erase my grandchildren, y'all? I'm just telling you, you really, really, you really, really, really need to share this information, because in 2024, racism shouldn't be this serious in federal court. So, and if I lose this case, they're setting precedents that judges are God beyond fact and truth. Okay? So every attorney should not want this to happen, because if a judge is against you, she can just make up a lie and just put you automatically in the wrong, and then send it all through the appeals and everything, and you just automatically lose. No attorney should want this to happen. No attorney. So that's all I have to say, you guys. I hope that you will really share and make this go viral and let them see how horrible racism is at the top. All of these judges, you have Susan Collins, who's the real racist, and then you have Teresa Springman, who took Lee's place so that I could be sanctioned to pay them, because the original senior judge, who had even said that, yeah, because he's listening to what the magistrate said. He had originally said that my grandchildren are on the lease and that there's nothing wrong, but then he refused to sign for me to pay. And then they replaced him with Teresa Springman, and then Diane Sykes, the chief judge. The chief judge. She's lying, because she will not even mention the fact that I'm saying that people are on the lease, and the situation is placing me automatically in the wrong. And she don't mention that. She's just saying that, again, that I'm just not happy with the order. Please share.